side or the limited side as opposed to unlimited. I got upset. I got angry. I got outraged at the stuff I was learning, you know. But then there came a point where I made peace with it all because I realized that on this planet of duality, if we didn't have that, a lot of people, like you say, wouldn't wake up. It's like, you have to see what you don't want so you can create what you do want.
I totally agree.
And so hooray for the 9/11 truthers. And hey, my favorite saying is no plane ever hit building number 7. So makes you wonder, don't it?
It certainly does.
Let's talk about money.
Sure.
What if there was no such thing as money?
I have laid that out there for people, and it's so funny listening to their answers because, if you were to ask perhaps a dentist who, invokes pain in all of his clients, would you be doing what you're doing? Or the fry cook at McDonald's, if there was no such thing as money, would you be still making fries here? Chances are, no. For example, what would you be doing? If there was no such thing as money in this world, what would you be doing, Tom?
Well, I would be following my bliss. And, I guess it's your definition of money. I mean, it's just kind of like an energy exchange. That's the way I look at it.
Yes.
I'm here's my book, and you give me energy back, and if it happens to be pieces of paper that we call money, that's fine because my electric company will accept that to pay the bill this month. So, it's kind of like monopoly money that we agree is worth something.
Well, money can be a positive thing. It can be, like you said, a positive source of energy. I guess it all depends on what you do with it. But if you were to take money out of the equation, I would guess probably 90% of the people who are working right now probably wouldn't be doing what they're doing. It makes you wonder about, and I'm sure you've seen the Zeitgeist addendum where they were talking about the Venus Project and Moneyless World, and it really makes you ponder certain thoughts like that and takes you off in tangents. What would life be without money? How much different would it be? You can guarantee that there would be no wars in the Middle East over oil right now.
well, yeah, so I guess what we're really talking about is why do you do what you do? I mean, if your focus is money, then, you may be flipping burgers or something that you really don't enjoy because your focus is, well, I got to do something for money. And the other thing about that is you may be making choices based upon fear.
True.
Oh, geez, I got to go do the job I hate because I need money, and that's the focus where if we can kind of do a flip-flop and, like I say, follow your bliss or do what you enjoy and trust that whatever you need will come from that.
Exactly. When you finally get down to the nuts and bolts, your spirit will guide you exactly where you need to be. And when you follow that divine thought or intention, it'll always bring you in the right direction. For example, I'm a child and family therapist. I love doing what I do, but will that be needed on 5D Earth or in the future when there's no such thing as fear? Probably not.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's needed now.
Oh, definitely.
So
and I love doing what I do.
Yeah, and we're always expanding. So what's floating your boat? What's making you happy? And you're doing what you enjoy. So that's the important thing.
Exactly. But I'm also taking it one step further. I just started dabbling in hypnosis. And I find it absolutely fascinating. I didn't talk to you before about this, but I just started doing that, and I'm trying it out on myself. And I made a couple inductions, which is the part where you just kind of read and you start falling asleep and getting the brain into the alpha wave. And I've done a couple scripts that put the thought into your head of what you're trying to get out of it. And one of the ones that I did was one on spirituality, where it clears my chakras at night, along with increasing other abilities. And one of the things I asked for was to be able to see auras. And as of 2 days ago, I started seeing auras. So I thought that was just so cool that it actually does work. And who knows where it's going to go from here. But it just blew my mind. Yeah.
That's very cool. Can you send me that? I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, I can, as a matter of fact. And, because I'm not a licensed hypnotist, I will be working on that down the road. And I think that hypnotherapy and child and family therapy can go hand in hand.
Oh, yeah.
As well as something that I can do in a world such as the Venus Project. Hypnotherapy would be kind of cool in that kind of environment. But right. I'm always doing something to take spirituality one step further, really pushing the limits right now, and that's just one of the things I'm doing.
Yeah, and I mean, it sounds like you were doing a lot of stuff that's bringing you joy and happiness, and hooray for you!
Thanks.
Because you've got a little later in the show, we're gonna talk about some of this other thing you've got planned for building homes and all of this. But right now, we talked about money. Let's talk about religion.
Oh.
That's kind of fear-based, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts on religion?
It's such a great tool for controlling people.
Exactly.
And for disempowering people, because God is out there somewhere, and I really believe that God is within all of us. That's what we are: consciousness and energy, and it's almost like it is set up that if you want to connect with God, you have to have an intermediate person, like a priest, somebody to make the connection for you. And like you said, you could do it just with hypnosis, because really creation starts at that alpha state, because
exactly.
It's all about the imagination and getting in that place in your head, clearing the monkey mind, as I call it, out of the way, so you can be clear in your intentions.
Well, John, there's so many contradictions in the Bible that it makes my head spin. I don't know if you've seen all these different ones that are in there, but let's forget the fact that it's a plagiarized version of the Egyptian Bible, so to speak. But the Bible introduced us to conformity, control, the patriarchal society in which man was the leader and women were subservient. And I don't buy into that. There was a period in Egyptian times when the woman was the highest form of life. Think about it. Women create, so why aren't they the creators? I believe that in an ultimate creator, but he or she doesn't want me dropping to my knees to beg him or her, or nor do I follow this creator. He or she walks by my side, and we walk together. That's the kind of image I have, of any at all. But it's someone that's more of an equal, and like you said, it comes from within. We all have the ability to create.
Yeah. Another thing about what you're saying there is religion has a tendency to separate people.
Divide and conquer.
Like, my God is better than your God, and so my religion's better than your religion.
Yeah.
And when I was very young, that always rubbed me the wrong way, because they'd say love your neighbor, but God, make sure they're a Christian.
I remember going to Sunday school and just feeling there's something not right about this. Just knowing, as 3 or 4 years old, there's something not right about this. And I don't know if any of the listeners felt that way when they went to church, but while I do agree that the Bible does have good morals and some great parables and some wonderful stories, there's a little truth in everything, and you can get something out of the Bible. I am definitely not religious, so to speak, but there are certain things that I do believe in the Bible that are truths to my own inner self.
Yeah, because they resonate with you.
Exactly.
And that's what we really need to do, is really pay attention